Hi guys, I'm Georgia from Cornwall Adventures and Beyond. I think you'll notice that actually I'm on my own today. Ian's at work. Yes, it's that one and only day of the week I get time for myself. Don't tell him that. So today the whole point of this video really is just to have a little catch up. I've not really had time to sit down and have a chat with you before. I just wanted to tell you a little bit about what we're about and really why we choose the places that we choose to go, how we choose the places we go, and hints and tips. So stay tuned and hopefully I can inspire you. We're a couple who live in Cornwall. We met about 12 years ago and soon discovered that we had a love for coastal walking and the great Cornish outdoors. We have had endless walks, holidays, and we have constantly just put it on Facebook, pictures of our trips and adventures, whether it be a weekend or a week away. And we were constantly given positive feedback on our photographs and about how beautiful they were and you know, we would just inundate Facebook with hundreds of our photos. So during the first lockdown of COVID, I'd been sat down watching a lot of YouTube videos and I decided, do you know what, it just seems so silly to just fill up Facebook with all these stunning places and pictures when I could put it into a video. So I spoke to Ian about it and I thought, well, you know, he probably won't go for it because I don't know what he's going to be like. I don't know what I'm like. I'm not natural in front of the camera. You know, can we give it a go? And he said, well, yeah, why not? Let's just do it. So started filming. I've got to admit, still not terribly comfortable in front of a camera. Hope that doesn't come across too much. But I just absolutely love looking back at our memories, and they're not just in picture form, they're now on video. And in a weird way as well, maybe it's not that weird, but in a way, for me, it's a legacy to leave to my children. I have 4. I've got 2 boys, 2 girls, aging from 30 down to 19. You know, we're not going to live forever, let's be honest. And, you know, what better thing can you leave your children than a visual memory of yourselves? So, you know, let's not get morbid, that's not what it was all about, but it was one of those things that I thought, you know what, sod it. This is great, let's do it. So anyway, you know, it's difficult. I don't have all the equipment. I generally do all of this on my phone. I discovered actually it takes up quite a bit of time to edit and to film, edit, and then obviously put out enough decentish content and in hope that people might find it interesting. So this will bring me on to how we get to choose our walks. Now, Ian, this is where Ian comes in. He's just fantastic. The first thing we'll do is weather. We always check the weather. I say we, he does, always checks the weather. And he will choose whether it's going to be the north coast or the south coast. And generally it depends on the winds, rain, clearly, because in Cornwall we get quite a bit of rain. And, you know, we're sunshine searchers, so we will go to wherever we decide is the best place to get the sunshine. It is not unheard of for one part of Cornwall to be grey and raining all day, and then say on the south coast, and then over on the north coast, glorious sunshine all day. And we've had many a day like that. So that's what we do. So we tend to always go firstly by the weather. When we've decided whether it's going to be north or south coast, we will then have a look at the walks or beaches or whatever we fancy doing for that day. Could be kayaking, bodyboarding, fishing, whatever we decide to do. Ian will then give me a choice, generally 2-3 places, so you know, and whatever filming I feel that we need to be putting out, we will choose. So that's pretty much how we choose our trips. Why we go to the places we go to, again, will depend on filming. It'll depend on how long ago it was that we've actually been there, whether we, you know, whether it's going to be a long walk, because you can choose what we call a round robin. So, you know, you can walk along the coast and then inland and then back round again, or whether you want to do a really long walk and you'll park a car one end, park a car another end, and then walk 12, 14 miles or whatever it is you want to walk. There are so many different options that you can choose. So that would be another thing that we have to take into consideration as to what type of walk that we're going to be doing, what type of adventure we're going to be having. Obviously, we will then just make sure that we've got the right equipment. So I like to always carry something. So I've got either a rucksack, a smaller rucksack, or my bum bag, which always will contain a bottle of water, always contains sun cream, and a hat of some sort, because in the winter you'll need woolly hats because it can get brutal out there. It can be quite windy and cold, and I suffer a lot of earache with the wind, so it's always good to have a woolly hat, or in the summer I wear a pea cap or something just to keep the sun off my head, because it can be, like I say, brutal. You know, it might be a beautiful glorious day on the beach with that nice sea breeze, but when you're up on that coast path it can get toasty. Gorgeous but hot. So definitely always have water on you, definitely always have sun cream and some kind of you know, hat covering. Ian tends to carry the slightly bigger bum bag or rucksack, so he will carry all the first aid kit. We will do a separate video actually on the contents of our rucksacks, just so that, you know, if that's something you're interested in, we can do that. If you do want that, then obviously please put it down in the comments below and we can do that. Footwear, clothing, all come into consideration. Now you might just be thinking, I'm only just going for a walk down along the coast path, but anything can happen. You might get to, you know, halfway and think, oh, I think I might take it a bit further, and you might end up by walking for miles, and that without water, trust me, is not a nice prospect, because you can't just pop down the shop and get a drink. You have to wait till you walk to the next destination. So yeah, it's always important to take the basics. You know, just go out there and enjoy yourself. Just go and discover Cornwall, the true Cornwall. St Ives or Padstow or Newquay, these places are great, don't get me wrong, absolutely love them. But in high season can get quite busy, and they don't really reflect really what Cornwall is about. Getting out on the paths really show you the true Cornwall. If you're lucky enough, you'll get to see dolphins. Quite often you will see the seals. I love it. I'm in my element when I'm out on the coast path, and same goes for Ian. So yeah, so really that is how and why we choose the walks that we go on. What I'd like to offer you are 8 hints and tips on how to go out, enjoy Cornwall safely, and, you know, go back with the memories that you can tell your family. So, number 1. Avoid the obvious. What I mean by that is, like I just said, places like St Ives, Padstow, Newquay, Land's End, they are amazing places, and please, yes, go visit these places. They are stunning, but they're not what Cornwall is about on their own. There is so much else to see and do. So just think outside the box, go out and experience Cornwall, the true Cornwall. Number 2. Be adventurous. Go and have a look. When you see all those little paths wandering down, if they're safe and you can see that they've been well trodden, take a little wander down. See where they bring you out. You never know. You might get that Instagram photograph that you've been looking for. Number 3. Be safe. This is my biggest tip. Don't do anything stupid. Don't go climbing down rocks. Don't go peering over cliff edges. If you've got dogs, keep them on leads. If you've got kids, keep them on leads. Hold their hands. Do not let them run around in places that you don't know. There have been, unfortunately, many accidents on the beach and on the coast paths where kids have run off and they've ended up getting themselves in trouble. We don't want that. We want you to be able to go home and enjoy your memories. So please be safe. Follow the warnings. Check the tide times. Check the weather, and make sure you've got your sun cream and you've got your water. You know, the Coast Guards are busy, busy people. Without them, I don't know what we would do. We don't want to have to call them out, and that's what I always think when I'm out on the coast path. I don't want to be that one person that unfortunately would have to call them out. So please be safe. Number 4, please be tidy. The amount of times we've been down to the beaches and people have left all their rubbish, and they've left their disposable barbecues just left out on the beach, broken glass. These beaches are for everybody to enjoy. So we do ask that you just tidy up after yourself. Take a carrier bag. We always carry a carrier bag on us and use them for the rubbish. And it really isn't a big deal to take your rubbish with you. You don't, there's not going to be someone who can come along and pick it up. Just be thoughtful and mindful of picking up your rubbish. 5, I've mentioned it before, and wearing the right footwear and the right clothing for the time of year that you're walking is vital. So in the summertime, yes, you can do some of the coast paths in flip-flops. I've done it myself, but we know that the paths generally that we're walking on. But there are some ropey paths out there that really, you need footwear, that proper walking shoes, not trainers. They're quite slippy. You want a proper decent walking boot or walking trainer that has grip, because there's a lot of rocks, there's a lot of slippy paths. They can get quite soggy and sticky and muddy, and quite wet. Sometimes you're walking right on an edge and you really don't want to be slipping and sliding, and apart from the fact, who wants to ruin their best trainer? Layers in the winter, light layers that you can carry in your rucksack, because trust me, when you're having to walk up 200 steps, you get hot. So I'm always peeling layers off and putting them back on constantly, even in the winter. Obviously you need wet weather gear, so you just need a lightweight little rain mat that is completely waterproof, that you can pop over the top of your whatever walking clothing you have on underneath, that you can roll up, stuff in your backpack, and you don't have to worry too much about it, and you can pull it out again as and when you need it. Brollies, wouldn't recommend them, can get quite breezy, they wouldn't last 5 minutes. So something that you can pull down and maybe even pull around your face, so you look a bit daft, but you're warm and you're dry. Something I've also found out is waterproof gloves. So in the rain and it's cold, I've been walking out in woolen gloves and all the water is running down the sleeve and it absolutely soaks your gloves. So waterproof gloves as well, in the wintry times is a good option. In the summer, yes, okay, it's nice to go out in your little shorts and your little t-shirts and stuff like that. Sun cream is also really important, but to have that sun beating down on your back and your shoulders for hours on end can actually be quite uncomfortable. So maybe something like a little shawl, or like a t-shirt with sleeves might be better. Again, it's entirely, your skin, it's entirely up to you how what you decide to wear. But yeah, the right clothing and the right footwear, definitely. Number 6. A charged mobile phone. So you don't always get signal out there on the coast, but if, God forbid, you have an accident or anything like that, you slip or you get stuck or the tides come in and caught you unawares, you need to be able to call the emergency services. So a mobile phone definitely is important. We always carry the little portable chargers so that you can plug your phone in, and then you've always got that extra added battery, mainly because I'm always filming on mine, and yeah, it takes a lot of power. But also you want your phone to take photographs and videos. I mean, these are your memories. Yeah, but just make sure you've always got one on you, or somebody in your group has got a phone on them. 7. Always be kind and considerate. When you're out on the coast path, you will come across a lot of people, especially at the height of season, so people wandering around. Most people are polite and friendly and will say hello, hi. Just, if somebody doesn't look like they really want to speak, then just say hello. A smile makes everybody's day, so yeah, be that one to cheer them up. Number 8, support the local community. So when you're out and about, you will see, as you're driving past, all these little stalls outside of people's houses, and they're selling plants and fruit and vegetables. Stop and buy some. Help these people. They are taking their time out to provide these things for you, and we are always coming back with daffodils in the spring, and we've got flowers out in our back garden that we've bought, and fruit and vegetables. So in the little shops in the villages, go in and spend your money in there. Don't spend it all in the large supermarkets. Go and support the local community. They would very much appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope I haven't bamboozled you with too much information. I've just tried to explain a little bit about how and why we do what we do. We love it. We want to continue to do it. So please consider subscribing, give us a thumbs up and ring that notification bell, and then you will be notified as soon as any new content comes out. We're still new to this, so it would be lovely to have your support to help us keep going, and you know, hopefully we'll be able to get abroad next year, or even by the end of this year, fingers crossed. And then the Cornwall Adventures and Beyond bit, we will be able to take you abroad and show you all the sort of things that we get up to and show you about. Anyway, take care of yourselves, be respectful, much love to you all from Cornwall. Speak to you soon. Bye.